Obviously in San Sebastian in the Liga FC Pro top 4. We're not hanging about here. We're jumping straight into the gameplay in Group A. Here are this year's eCHAMPIONS League. 2 rounds have already been played, but for TEKKZ, he's only played 1 game. I know we have been looking at the fact that he's winless in this Group A, but he's still got 3 more matches left to come his way in this group. Of course, he'll be kicking from left to right in that Manchester City strip, which he has been wearing since the start of this season. And he could be coming in with his first chances! 3 minutes on the clock. TEKKZ has arrived in this game. What we can expect to see. Just the value of half of these Champions League items. They're a lot cheaper compared to a handful of these icons, which I'm sure you will see. Galazzo, Cruyff, Galazzo, Didier Drogba, who is going to be the real force up front. One thing I can tell you in this game you'll see is a lot of skill moves from both of these two. I think TEKKZ knows more than anyone, Ryan, how important it was just to get that first win on the ball. Remember, you need to be in the top 3 in your group to go through. If you do top the group, you go into the round of 16, so you basically miss a round in the knockouts. If you finish 2nd or 3rd, you go into a sort of playoff round, which will be next weekend here in London. Same place, same time. Marino finds Mbappe, TEKKZ for 2! It's 2 in 10 minutes!
A mistake from Lee, losing possession so easily, but that driven pass into Mbappe.
Remember, 9-minute halves, and just 1 single matchup in the group stages. Draws are happening. We're not playing for a winner in the group stages here. And more importantly, we can see you at home as well. Get involved in the conversation across this weekend. You're allowed 3 icons in these restrictions. Who would be your go-to 3 icons? I mean, Didier Drogba is a cert, Ryan, but your other 2, who would be your 2?
I think Henry would be in the... It's out of Henry or R9. I think I'd go with Henry just for the playstyle plus of finesse shot. And I'd probably go with Pirlo. I see him using a lot of squads, or Xavi Alonso, just for the long ball pass plus playstyle. Is very effective in-game.
Well, they're not necessarily the most expensive icons, are they? Especially Xavi.
Yep.
It's only a couple of 100,000 coins, which... When you've got 50 million coins, it's not too much. Here's Haaland, the Man City player himself. Nearly about to find a 3rd. Again, we have got the Twitch chat open now at home. We would love to know
Cat Drogba.
What icon you'll be putting in your team. Watch out for Erling Haaland. If I'm right in saying, Ryan, has not got that same sort of aerial fight he has, but he's still Erling Haaland and he's still 6 foot plus.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll notice as well TEKKZ's selection here, using Marino in at right back position. Obviously not the fastest player, but he does have the aerial plus play style, using him just to try and nullify Drogba at the back post if the crosses do come in. But Neat isn't someone we usually associate with crossing. I feel as if even if you don't cross all the time or base your play on it, it's still good to have that option.
We had someone in the chat saying Dan Burn from Crossness. I don't think Dan Burn's going to get in the team, but he's 6 foot plus. He could come in handy for a corner. Here's Cancelo, whipped it all the way to Drogba. Wow. That's what he's going to do again and again. Either is he? It's just one of your only real options is going to give you an aerial plus play style, which if you have not been following the FC Pro scene this year, it seems like whatever virtual league we've been in or any competition, there's always been that play towards the current meta, which involves finding anyone with an aerial plus play style. And this isn't the only game that's underway here with the Champions League. You've also got Levi David against Sampdoria. That's Ajax against Atletico Madrid. 41 different players involved in the group stages here. I'll be in for an equaliser. Toni Kroos. Offside is Musiala. And across those 41 players, Ryan, 34 different football clubs being represented in this year's eCHAMPIONS League, which just goes to show how many of the best European clubs we do have on offer. There's that little ding. There's Drogba on the other side. Just didn't really have the angle, Ryan, there, did he? Yeah, couldn't get the power behind the header there, but just an attack to keep Neat occupied and having to focus a lot there, almost gifting possession to TEKKZ. Musiala stopped by Vardiel of Manchester City. I mean, that's also going to be a talking point this weekend, Ryan, as well. Your centre-backs choices. Is it a cert for you, those two centre-backs?
It's up in the air. I think Sula, to me, has to be a guaranteed one, just with his attributes in-game. His stature as well could be useful in the box from corners offensively. Vardiel, a lot of players are using in at left-back as well as an option to go forward, but if they're not using Cancelo.
Speaking of Cancelo, we'll happily switch it from left to right as we see Mikel Merino, not his team. And Levy David. That one coming from Group B.
Yep, slow start again from Levy. Spoke about it previously, was 4-0 down to Hezes in 25 minutes. Managed to come back as well in that game to salvage a point and get himself on the points board here. TEKKZ building up, loses possession in midfield. We didn't even mention Neat's first game. He won 8-1 against JP Slater. He set down a marker to show the rest of the competitors he's not a player you want to mess with, especially if he's in full form. It takes a lot to overcome him, and TEKKZ so far has relatively stopped Neat from being his usual self.
Well, the first 10 minutes was all TEKKZ. Neat has now been able to peel back into this one. I mean, out of all the 41 players that are here, TEKKZ, you could argue, is the most capped when it comes to the Champions League. He's only actually missed 1 year of the competition. He's also won the competition too during the Champions League invitation. Nice little step over exits, drops the shoulder, oh 9! Look no further, Ryan Pessoa.
It's a great goal. Just a step over there. I think that little jump there in to try and retrieve the ball, both from Vardiel and Sula. I don't think TEKKZ will be happy. He's sat just in front of us, but it's a huge moment in the game for Neat to get back into it, especially in this first half. If you let the game tick on, being 2-0 down against somebody like TEKKZ, who dictates the tempo, forces you to make mistakes.
Well, I mean, I'm going to ask you this question, Ryan. You can give me your best answer. 12 points is the maximum you can get.
Yep.
How many of them puts you in third?
I would
6?
say 7. I think 7 guarantees you, in my opinion. You'd be very, very unlucky.
2 wins, a draw, and a loss.
Yeah, 6 points maybe if you're resting on goal difference. You'd have to have a healthy goal difference. But in my opinion, I think 7 points. You want to get first though, Bandit. You want to make sure that you don't have to play the extra round.
Musiala on the back of a handful of trademark Neat step overs. This is so much better from Neat. Punches away, back to R9, drops the shoulder! 2-0 down to 3-2 up, Neat leads.
Sensational build-up. Just here, cancels it, stops with an L1.
All the time, and it sounds crazy. In 9-minute halves, when you go 2 or 3-0 up early on, it's not a safe place to be.
Yep.
Just isn't. Of course, keep in mind, it's only Group A, B, C and D in action today. 20 of the 41 players in action tomorrow. You will see the remaining half of the competition take to the stage. Those names include Nicholas in there, of course, former world champion of it. Fuma, Manu Bashir. That one dinked in towards Haaland, dives into the tackle, going to loft it back in again to Mbappe. You have to ask, if that was Didier Drogba, it might have been a slightly different outcome. Of course, this game underway at the moment. Levy v Andoni, we saw the headline news there. He's onside. Musiala in for another penalty. Is he going to get away with it? It's just a yellow card. Well, this is an absolute gift. Half-time on the clock. What an opportunity to go 4-2 up into the break. Up steps Neat of Real Valladolid with R9.
I received it.
Squeezed it in. TEKKZ will be saying, look, I've dived the right way there and it's just gone under the goalkeeper. That's the tackle again.
Yes.
But you're just expecting a shot, aren't you, at that point?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it looks foolish, but I understand the slight tackle there, just as you said, anticipating a shot across goal. Penalty did come. I was about to scream, he saved it. I saw him go the right way. It's just under the goalkeeper's arm.
Unbelievable start there from Ekman. Against Matthias Bonano, what a game that one plans to be. Back on the way straight away, and it's Xiao Cancel that's been
defensive header
thrown into the air.
It's unbelievable.
Surprised he didn't break his leg on the way down. (4-2). Real Valladolid's neat leads. He'll be desperate for a trophy, and if you look at his record in this competition, Ryan, he's played this eCHAMPIONS League 2 times before, including last year, and he's been a top 6 player in both.
Yep. He's got the reputation, the experience of performing at a huge tournament in person. He just needs to replicate it, and of course the levels increase year on year. The amount of players involved, the level of competition.
Well, we have a special guest joining us in the commentary booth from interviewing Emre Yilmaz, who looked like he was confident for today. He joins us here now. Casey, welcome. What do you make of this start? TEKKZ 2-0 up in 8 minutes, and now we're at half-time, and he's 4-2 down. With 9.5 as well, there's still so much time, Ryan.
Yeah, in case you were amongst the players, you were able to sense the nerves, the anticipation before this started. Would you say any players sort of thrive off that pressure? We saw Emre Yilmaz, he seems very calm, but is that just like a cover-up maybe? Or
competition within their regions, and so they're on top of the world.
Yeah.
A lot of them have already lifted a trophy this season.
Exactly, and the previous round makes a huge impact on your emotion too. TEKKZ has a corner here. Can he get one goal back into it? We've seen in previous competitions how effective he can be from corners.
I was about to say, this is our first chance to see a set piece and to see the involvement of Drogba. He did have a chance there. It's a chance to actually counter-attack now from a massive switch of play. That one goes out of bounds completely there. Where does Haaland actually fit in this team, Ryan?
To be honest, I'm actually quite surprised TEKKZ is starting him.
Like another midfielder or something?
Yeah, I think he's playing as a left centre mid in a 4-3-2-1. I'm almost certain. Because when I think TEKKZ is one of the very few players that are actually starting Haaland in the team. Because a lot of players do have him as an impact sub off the bench, but he doesn't necessarily start because of the playstyle plus in. I think he's got acrobatic, which I don't think offers a lot for a lot of players going forward.
Yeah, he originally had him in that left back position, but he switches him in game to Marino. He goes left back, and he stays that left center mid as well, which I was surprised to see.
It's like it's a Haaland that you could argue has been sort of stripped down of half of the play styles that you want from him.
Yeah, I think that in previous competitions, everyone is trying to figure out a way to defend against that Haaland with the aerial plus, but now that is Drogba stepping into that position.
Yeah.
Henry, this is brilliant from TEKKZ. Just pulls out a defender completely there. Can he find the gap in between? Company just about gets back. I mean, you are allowed unlimited heroes also in this Champions League format, but the problem with half of them, Ryan, is you could argue they're just maybe not up to the power curve.
Yeah, I think Vincent Kompany's probably the only one. I know a lot of, well, not a lot, a few players have selected Dudek in goal instead of Donnarumma or Nick Pope, but I feel like Kompany would be the only one that would set into most of the squads.
Unless you're TEKKZ, should have John Arisa as well in as a left back on his team. Here's Neat looking for a 3-goal cushion, which would certainly send him potentially to the top of this group table. Chance to break. There's that Erling Haaland all the way from left back centre mid wherever he's playing. There's the trademark step over as far as Thierry Henry on the finesse. Does enough to win a corner, which TEKKZ has got to make the most of. Plays into that Drogba again. There he is.
Yep. Back more. They work a lot on set pieces. The keeper's he's never going to get there.
Yeah, and there's always somehow get a touch on it, but again, TEKKZ has practiced that so many times with Zach Moore, and he knows exactly what he's doing. A lot of these players have practiced corners over and over and over, and it definitely shows.
Well, they've sort of become the penalty now, haven't they? Corners, you've got to maximise the opportunity there. It was risky from Neat to come out flying with the goalkeeper. He wanted to stop Drogba, and instead he's made this game become ever so more tightly contested for the last 20 in-game minutes. Toni Kroos, of course, on his way to another Champions League final in real life, will get the bump up on his in-game item, which actually makes him one of the most expensive roads to the knockout in-game items left on the game. I mean, this is what will excite me as well. Is could be the time we see a couple of substitutions come into play. And what's more exciting for you listening at home as well, a lot of these substitutions are definitely affordable. Neat. Turning up the pace, step over, exit into one. That's that two.
The passing sequence, everything, just snappy passing, a step over, the exit's perfect, set up a little bit more. The reverse elastico, the standard elastico, he's got the heel-to-heel track, he's got every skill
step
move
over
in the game.
Feeling good, he might throw out a
could possibly happen. If anyone could do it, it could be TEKKZ. He's been in these type of situations before where he needs to score very, very quickly, and I think there's honestly enough time. He could do it.
Yeah, 9-minute halves gives you the sense of, okay, you know what, I might have conceded 1 or 2, but if you can get a goal back even by the 85th minute, 86th minute, there's still enough time for you to try and at least get a point on the board from this game. But the one thing is the space that's going to open up behind. When you start going a lot more offensive, you switch on the team press, it just leaves a lot of gaps.
Well, let's see how he plays this out. Remember, if he doesn't win this, he'll be on 0 points from 6, and that's worrying when the rest of the competition is collecting points. Big chance, Mbappe drops the shoulder. TEKKZ, that is superb.
Extra second ball roll around the keeper. Easy little pass right into goal there. And the composure, the patience there, very well done.
That first touch as well that Mbappe took, just to sort of set him up perfectly to go around the goalkeeper. Keeper comes out, the second touch is perfect. You've mentioned it a few times already, and this will give TEKKZ a huge boost of confidence.
Just the smallest of gaps there as well, didn't he? Was able to pull away.
All right, guys, I'm going to go set up for the next interview. I'll see you soon.
Take care, KC.
KC will be catching up with one of the players after that round of the Champions League. I look forward to hearing how they are feeling playing and what is such a big competition. As we said, $280,000 on the line. Only 24 of the competition can make it back next weekend from the 41. They've travelled from all over Europe to be here this weekend in London. This is round 3 of the group stages. There are still 2 more rounds to come. Are we in for a TEKKZ equaliser? Are we in for a 5-5 thriller?
It's so aggressive from me. He does enough there just to move the player to cut the passing lane, but initially could have set him up for failure. I think he's onside, you know.
Is he just onside? He is. Mbappe all the time in the world. The one more pass. You know he's going to take it. It will be 0 points on the board. The timing of that, I'd love to see it.
Running forward, but he's just a milliseconds. Couldn't get him up in time, and it was an easy 2-on-goal situation from Neat.
He gets a goal from this attack. Hello.
Hold on a minute. Oh, yeah, time.
He went in the other corner. Donnarumma, Saka. Those touches aren't too good at all.
Look at the space now. Ram off the bench, first time seeing him.
Lofted it all the way, crossed it goes, and it's 2.5 in-game minutes plus additional time. Don't think it's going to be enough. Does well there to find Didier Drogba that's through. He's got 2 players chased him down. Gvardiol does expertly well to give Neat back possession, and we have to speak about the story of this game. It's very simple. Neat was 2-0 down in 10 minutes. Any player would have crumbled. He hasn't. 4-2 up at half-time, even when there was a chance of giving away a 2-goal lead on 2 or 3 occasions. He just kept on adding another one to the tally, Ryan. And he's going to be pretty much top of this group without just losing a single game and scoring 14 goals, conceding 5.
I think the goal difference in group stages, they're so key because it's one of the things that could separate you if you're level on points. So it's something that the players will be aware of. Even if TEKKZ could just get a goal here, which he couldn't. Great defending there in the end from me, and that's his second game. 6 points from a possible 6 for NEAT and Tech, 0 points from a possible 6. So it's been a slow start, but of course 3 games. Is it 3 games left? I think he's had his bye already, so he's got 3 games left in this group stage.